My name is Jessica Fluke, and I am an assistant manager at Hy-Vee in Cherokee. I majored in media studies and I minored in communications. I graduated in May of 2012, so just a year and a half ago.
I'm April Allen, and I am a reporter at the Storm Lake Pilot Tribune. I graduated last May, and I graduated with a degree in digital media and history.
Graduation is just around the corner as senior college students finish the very last finals. But then there's that big question. What path do I need to take to get to my dream career, and what obstacles do I need to overcome? Sometimes a little insight from people who are working in their dream career and someone that is not is what you need, because the little things that make you happy will make a difference. Recent graduates, Jessica Fluke and April Allen from Buena Vista University, realized this on their path to their dream.
The previous goals I had were to work at a radio station, possibly in Des Moines or Omaha, and that quickly changed after graduating.
And so now my dream career is to tell stories, but also there's stories that are underrepresented sometimes. Like before, I never realized that women's stories are sometimes not fully told, and there's minorities, other people's stories who aren't fully told. So I guess to tell some stories that need told.
I would say that it took no time at all or 6 years to find my current job. My current job I had the beginnings of in high school. I started working for Hy-Vee when I was 16. Worked there for a number of years, left for about 3, and about a year after graduation ended up back at Hy-Vee. And so I guess I had it all along and didn't realize it.
But there's also been some speed bumps along the way. And when you're not at college, you don't have those people who are there just for you. You're put in the workplace, everybody else is trying to do their job too. They don't have the time to teach you everything. You kind of have to learn to do it or fail at it. So you're gonna learn to do it. And just going into the real world, I guess, I learned that you kind of have to be your biggest fan. I had to be my biggest fan because my bosses were not my biggest fans. They were busy with their own job. And so while I've learned a lot, I've also learned to be more confident in my skills. And if I don't know something, I might pretend that I know it until I do know it. So I've learned to do things on my own, but I've also learned, unfortunately, that you're not always going to have your biggest supporters around you, but that's okay. At the Pilot Tribune, I took my resume in there 2 weeks before graduation, just on a whim. I was like, I want to stay in Storm Lake. I'm gonna miss Storm Lake, so I think that's why I did it. But then he told me, we'll pass this along to our sister papers. We don't have anything. So I didn't have a job, moved home after graduation, was there for a week, starting to feel a little bit hopeless about finding a job, and it was only a week. And then Dana at the Pilot, he called me and he's like, can you come in for an interview? And I was like, yeah, I actually happen to be there tomorrow for the Governor's Volunteer Awards. So I came in for an interview the next day. It went really well. And I didn't have any of my pieces of work because it happened on a short notice that they were like, can you just email us something? And so that was kind of random. But so then he called me 2 days later and he asked me if I wanted the job.
Sometimes the path to your dreams branches off into another.
I chose this job that I'm in currently because honestly it's where my heart is. I love interacting with people on a daily basis, and I like seeing the smile on people's face. It's amazing how simple little things like being able to find the particular box of pasta that somebody wants, and that makes their day. And it really makes you realize it's the small things sometimes. Because in the end, I think your dream is whatever makes you happy. And I'm finally happy after being miserable for about a year and a half.
Cats. So I want to have like 5 cats and 1 dog. But besides that, I just want to grow up. I don't want to be the type of person that has a kid when they're 23, because I feel I would be happy if that happened, but I want to live my life. I want to go do other things. I want to establish a career. Me and my boyfriend, we want to travel. I want to do something that allows me to travel, because I love traveling and seeing other people's cultures, and I'll be happy.
One of these graduates is happy where they are, and the other is not.
I'm not living the dream I envisioned for myself, but I think I'm living the one that's right for me.
My work does fulfill part of my dream. Growing up, I wanted to be anything other than a farmer because I worked in the field too much. And so I went to college and I got a job it's not a desk job, I wouldn't call it that, but it's a job that requires you to be in the office every day. So I got an office job. That was kind of my goal. It was to graduate from college and not work in the field. So I've proven to myself that I can get a job, a professional job. I can start a career and start to make my own kind of idea of what a job is. So I've done that. I don't know if I'll stay as a journalist after I go to grad school. I mean, I see its importance now, and I see how a newspaper can become part of a community, but I don't know if I want to be the person creating those stories and putting them together that go into the newspaper. I don't think that's what I would like to continue doing, but I'm glad I did it because I think it helps me understand the media field a lot more.
April Allen was inspired by her mother, while Jessica Fluke was inspired by a customer and a manager.
I think some of my biggest influences have actually been the people that I met when I worked at Hy-Vee in high school. A couple of the managers that I actually had above me when I was a checker in courtesy have come back to Hy-Vee, and they have taught me what I'm doing now, and they've really influenced the path I want to go down because they've been there. They've done that, and what they've told me is stuff that I can see myself doing. So they've been very instrumental, especially one by the name of Chad Owens. The moment rose recently that made it clear that this was the path I was supposed to go down was actually something my mom told me last week. She told me that she was at the chiropractor office and the receptionist told her how amazing it was that I was at Hy-Vee, that every time she goes in there, I know what I'm doing, and she's always happy to see me because she knows her shopping experience is gonna go well, and she's just happy to see me there. And knowing that people in the general public are happy that you're there just kind of reinforces that this is where I'm supposed to be.
Well, my mom always taught me that you do not let one person affect what you do with like your job. Like one person cannot make you quit a job. You are the person who controls your attitude, how you feel about a job. When I started at the Pilot Tribune, like I didn't have that support that I had in college, so maybe I felt like there could have been one person who bothered me and didn't help me and actually made me feel like less confident about myself. And there was that point when I was like, I can stay here and continue with this because now I have my own confidence.
Perhaps the story does not completely end here, as April Allen and Jessica Fluke are both on the path to their dreams currently. April has recently been accepted into graduate school. April is planning to make advances in her field through graduate school and afterwards. Jessica Fluke has been recently promoted to assistant manager from second assistant manager. Jessica plans to stay within Hy-Vee and advance her way up in management. There is a chance that the path to your dreams is not unreachable, and your dream could even be right in front of you and just not realize it.